today, fellas?
Real good, Miss Meridian.
All the clues dry. Got a new hotel to open in Maui.
You nervous? Nervous? Why should I be nervous? Just because Charlie Meridio's taking over first class for a private party? Who's nervous? Oh, don't worry about Charlie Meridio. He's no problem. All he wants is impeccable service and absolute obedience.
Oh, hi.
Meridio.
Hi, Jenny. Marge, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was just making sure that I could be a generous host.
Who's in your party, Mr. Meridio?
Some stockholders, my wife, and as a special added attraction, Johnny Barton.
Johnny Barton?
Yeah, he's the opening show in my new hotel.
Oh, darn. We don't have a layover. Oh, I love him.
So does everybody else.
I'll take care of that.
Well, 30 minutes. I guess it's time to get back to my guests. I'll see you later.
Rich, too. Well, what more could a girl want? How about a heart of gold? Let's check the stock. Okay. Ooh, looks expensive. Hmm? Oh, no, that's not for the peasants. That is what gets Mrs. Meridio through the day.
You've caught me walking out the door for 2 weeks in Hawaii. Let me assure you, Miss Hanover, I am not trying to dodge you. Next time we meet, you can interview me to your heart's content. Yes, that's a promise. Until then, aloha. Agatha!
In here.
My car here yet?
Any minute now.
It's supposed to be here 15 minutes ago. If it doesn't get here soon, I'm going to miss my plane.
My, aren't we antsy?
Well, I'm looking forward to this vacation. I haven't had one in 3 years.
Yes. The rolling surf, soft guitars, and maybe Miss Right.
This moment, even Miss Wrong doesn't sound bad.
Commissioner, may I give you some advice?
You're going to.
Well, some people on vacation, they seem to lose their judgment, go crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know I never get a sunburn?
No. I mean, like, sometimes they fall in love with somebody who isn't worthy of them. Maybe even a fortune hunter.
No problem there. I haven't got a fortune. I think I'll wait outside.
Have fun. Don't do anything I would. Have fun.
Hey, Charlie, have a good flight, huh?
Well, baby, here's to the Mile High Club.
You are wicked, but I do prefer wicked to boring.
Speaking of boring, here comes your lord and master.
Global Airways Flight 246 for Sydney is now boarding at gate 36.
Harry, good to see you.
Just a distance.
Think you can slip the leash in Hawaii?
Foolish man. Got to sing for your supper.
There's always brunch.
Well, maybe I can talk old Charlie into looking at some Siberian real estate.
Patty.
Global
Like you knew Harry Court. Used to be with the Civil Aeronautics Board. I persuaded him to come with us.
How do you do?
Hello, Harry.
Hey, Carl, how are you? Jeez, sorry. Launching the ship, eh?
Miss Carrera is my ex-wife.
Hey, that's terrific.
Well, it's not her only claim to fame. You no doubt know her as one of the big names of haute couture.
Hey, haute couture, terrific.
Yeah, well, come and meet my bride, Harry.
Charlie, can I talk to you? It's important.
Honey, we have half the Pacific. There's plenty of time.
Looks like you kids still get along all right.
Oh, well, we're just one big, happy family. Anna, won't you meet Harry Court? This is the light of my life. Anna.
How do you do?
Mr. Court?
I'm sure you know Johnny Barton.
Yeah, hey, terrific. Excuse
How are
me.
you?
Thank you, darling. You know I love being spoiled.
Who's spoiling you? It's no more than you deserve.
It's none of your business, Hattie.
When do I get DiMaggio back?
Well, he's at his cousin's wedding in San Diego.
Red Leader calling Bright Fox. Red Leader calling Bright Fox.
Come in, Red Leader. This is Bright Fox. It's a little code Lieutenant Enright and I worked out, sir.
Bright Fox, you got Big Smokey there?
Here beside me.
Big Smokey?
That's you, sir. It's CB talk. You see, if Smokey's a cop, then Big Smokey...
Never mind.
I'd like to talk to him, Bright Fox.
Big Smokey here.
Hello, Big Smokey. Commissioner. This is Enright.
Come now. I'd know that voice anywhere, Red Leader.
Well, actually, that's just a code name, sir.
I see. How did I get the name of Big Smokey?
Well, actually, it's Smokey the Bear. You know, CB talk, like the truckers use when they spot a cop. An officer of the law. They refer to him as Smokey the Bear, and that makes you Big Smokey.
You certainly have brought some swell innovations to the force, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Commissioner. Actually, I just called you to wish you a very happy vacation in the land of the midnight sun, so to speak.
That's very kind of you, Red Leader. But the land of the midnight sun is Sweden, not Hawaii.
Oh, well, then the land of the setting sun.
Close. See you in 2 weeks.
Out. Aloha, sir.
You go ahead, Commissioner. I'll take care of the luggage.
Global Airways Flight 246.
I've told you, it's not listed.
There must be some mistake. The name is McMillan, Stuart McMillan.
Did I hear the name McMillan? I'm Stuart McMillan.
Oh, am I glad to see you, Commissioner. I'm Carol Hanover.
How do you do?
Hi.
Sir, I was just trying to explain to your colleague that we won't be able to accommodate you in first class. Your office was notified of the problem, sir.
Well, I wasn't. Anything tourist?
I'll see.
What do you mean, colleague?
East Coast Magazine, don't you remember?
Oh, that Miss Hanover.
You said I could have an interview.
After I come back from my vacation.
Next time we meet, you said, and this is the next time.
Miss Hanover, I have no time.
Oh, we'll have plenty of time to talk. We're both on the same flight.
You're on this flight?
Commissioner, it's only going to be a few hours, and I'm going to take the very next plane back. Besides, you won't have anything else to do. I saw the movie. It's terrible.
Miss Hanover,
If you turn me down, I'll probably lose my job. Or if you don't buy that one, how about if I don't get my way, I start screaming in front of all these people that the police commissioner of San Francisco is trying to molest me? Or, please.
We can take care of you and tourist, Commissioner, the last 2 seats.
Oh, fine.
Absolutely not. We don't want tourists. I loathe flying. The only way I can get through it is first class. Who can we talk to?
Well, you could talk to the man who took over first class for the trip. The man who owns the airline.
Oh, Charlie Meridio.
You know him? Where is he?
He's in the Million Mile Lounge.
Sir, ma'am, if you all don't want those reservations, we sure could use them.
They're yours.
Well, thank you, Kylie. That's very nice of you. You see, I'm due at a pharmaceutical convention and my plane was late.
Western National Airlines, Flight 26 from Tokyo is now arriving at Gate 4. Global Airways Flight 2 from Paris is now ready for departure at Gate 6. This is the final boarding call.
just barge in here?
We just did. Which one?
Sitting in the pit.
Mr. Meridio? Surprise!
Hey, Mac!
Hello, Charlie.
You old son of a gun. Look at what are you doing here?
Well, he didn't want to tell you, Mr. Meridio, but we've just been bumped from first class and there are no other seats.
Well, that's not quite true.
Well, consider yourself bumped back into first class. I'll feel more secure with the police commissioner aboard. You'll be my guest. Join my little party.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's Johnny Barton.
He
Oh,
lives with us.
excuse me.
Well, business or pleasure, Mac?
Vacation. 14 lovely days and 13 glorious nights on Waikiki.
Yeah, well, I see what you mean by the glorious nights.
She's taking the next flight back.
I thought I'd earned them all. Come and meet the rest of the people.
Is it number one?
Honey?
Do you think you'd...
I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine, Stuart McMillan. This is my wife, Anna.
Hello.
I'm sure you recognize the ever-popular Johnny
Yes,
Barton.
of course. Keep your seat.
Oh, Stuart and his young lady are joining us on a
You've met me.
Are we off the ground yet?
Just barely. Why the mask?
In case we hit something.
You're serious, aren't you? You're really afraid of flying?
Just takeoffs and landings. In the air, I'm just fine.
You lost Big Smokey?
Well, not exactly lost.
Well, what then?
Misplaced? You see, Lieutenant, I was going to meet him at the ticket counter, and I saw him going into the Million Mile Lounge. Well, I figured that he was just going for a drink, so I went over to the clerk, and I asked her where I should check in his bags, and she said that he gave his tickets away.
You can relax now. We made it.
Oh, good. Well, let's get to work.
You can get to work. I'm going to have a drink.
Police Commissioner McMillan is a gracious host, man of enormous charm. Right after takeoff, he urged me to join him for cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. Well, you're so attentive today, Charles.
Just a little aloha kiss, my darling.
I thought aloha meant hello.
Also means goodbye. I'm on my way upstairs.
Charlie, I ought to warn you, I may have a sore throat coming on.
Don't let it happen.
Well, now that sounds like an order.
It is. Don't let it happen. Or I'll stuff 400 grand in Las Vegas markers right down your throat. You shouldn't gamble. Not in my hotels. So I'll give you a little advice, Johnny. Gargle.
How do you stand that miserable creep?
Wine helps. And you.
I thought I told you to keep an eye on Court. He's too drunk and too dumb to be let off a leash.
What's he done?
Buttonholed a reporter at the airport. Made out like he was a key man in the company. Now, how is that going to look to the press when I just hired him out of the CAB, like I'm trying to buy influence?
All right, Charlie, I'll keep an eye on
Yeah, well, you do that. I don't like repeating orders, all right?
Charlie, I want to talk to you.
I know, Hattie. You want to tell me what to do? Well, I'm opening the hotel just like you wanted.
It's not about the hotel. It's about you. About Anna.
Hattie, on this trip, we talk business, and that's all. Now, excuse me. I want to talk to the police commissioner. Mac, would you like to join me upstairs? We got a lot of catching up to do. That's if you'll excuse us, Miss Hanover.
Of course she will.
But, Commissioner...
Improvise, Miss Hanover. You'll think of something.
Everything okay, Jenny?
Fine, sir.
are, Miss Meridio. Shall I pour?
Wait. At least give it a chance to breathe.
Have you, ever thought about making a change, Mac?
Well, there's always that possibility.
It's mighty cold up here at the top. I could use a man like you. Somebody I can trust.
Thank you very much.
Glenn. Excuse me a minute, will you please? I'll be right back.
Well, I hope you're having a comfortable flight, sir.
Everything's fine? Need any help in there?
Don't push me, Charlie.
Come on, it's a joke, Glenn. You're getting so you don't know the difference.
Look, I know the difference. Just let me fly the plane, and you jolly the stockholders.
Well, you're the boss here. Nobody's questioning that. Well, how's everything at home? Melanie?
I'm moving out. Is that what you want to hear?
No, I'm sorry to hear that. Who's the lucky girl?
Well, you'd say Melanie.
Come.
Captain Weiler.
Excuse me. You know what that is, Mac?
I haven't any idea.
I just picked up an electronics company that makes this little gadget. It's supposed to monitor flying saucers. I'm not kidding. It does. But if there aren't flying saucers around, you can always play. But this is going to be my bestseller, especially on Capitol Hill. You know what that is?
It's a pipe.
Wrong. It's a debugger.
A what?
A debugger. You see that right there? Now, you place this next to the lady of your illicit choice, and you'll never have to worry about her recording your indiscretion.
People are going to stand in line for this one.
Not too late, Mac. Hitch your wagon to my star. It's going to be the brightest thing in the sky.
It's nice to know that you haven't lost your modesty, Charlie. Or your drive. Is it worth it?
Yeah. Especially when it gets you everything you want.
Hey! Old Charlie told me how much he pays for this French moonshine. For that kind of money, it ought to whistle the Marseillaise.
Please, Mr. Curtis, breathing. Let it rest.
Well, I can breathe without resting. Why not a $50 wine? Oh.
You better fasten your seatbelt, Court.
Rotten flight. If I was still with the CAB, I would complain to myself.
Well, how's it going, Harry?
Oh, just great. Really flying. How about that one? Terribly sorry, madam.
One thing about my divorce, when I'm not with Charlie, I meet a better class of people.
I'm a great fan of yours, Miss Carrera. I only wish I could afford your clothes.
So do I, dear.
Did you get your start in fashion by marrying Mr. Meridio?
No, darling, Charlie didn't launch me. It was the other way around.
Oh, really? You know, that would make a fantastic idea for a story. A woman clawing her way to the top of her profession while supporting a man
Sounds fascinating, darling. You will find someone else to write it about?
Hattie Carrara, armored for survival.
Come along, Snoopy. She isn't house-trained yet.
I wasn't being stupid, Mac. I had this wonderful idea for a story. We're crashing.
Relax.
I'll be all right.
If you'll sit down and be quiet, we'll be just fine.
I need a drink of water.
How about another drink?
Oh, please.
Here you go.
Thank you. It's getting bumpy. Oh! Oh, I'm ruined.
Stewardess. Stewardess.
Look at this mess.
Oh, I'll get some towels.
Oh, never mind. I've got to change. Just get my bag. Would you please get out of the way?
Looks like that wine breathed all over you.
Excuse me. Mr. Meridio, your bag. Can I help you, Mr. Burton?
You got a pair of scissors?
Hey, how's the champagne holding up?
Don't worry. If we run out, she gets more from the cellar.
Fantastic.
Did you feel that last earthquake?
Relax. These planes are built to take everything.
Oh, but am I? Oh, this is silly. It really is. Now, I am here to get a story, and we might as well get on with it.
Get on the PA, see if there's a doctor on board.
Right. Len? A passenger just collapsed in first class. It could be a heart attack.
SFX, this is Western National 419, over.
This is SFX. Come in, 419.
SFX, we have a medical emergency on board. Please stand by.
SFX, standing by, 419.
Keep an eye on it, will you?
No doctor on board, sir.
Let me take a look.
Well, what happens?
He's dead. Could be a heart attack.
Would everyone return to your seats, please? Please, thank you very much.
We have to return to San Francisco.
Why can't we just go on?
Well, the rules are you turn around, port of embarkation. Ginny, want to get some help? See if we can move the body over there.
Marge, you want to get a blanket?
I need a drink.
Did you drink all that?
No, I didn't drink any. One glass spilled all over me, don't you remember?
Well, it's half gone, baby. Somebody drank it.
Well, I didn't.
Excuse me. Say, do you remember that fellow back at the ticket counter? The fellow you gave our tickets to?
Yes?
Wasn't he a pharmacist?
He said he was going to a pharmacist convention. What's happening? Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. We're heading back to San Francisco.
Because of what happened?
Mm-hmm. There. We're safe now. Are you all right?
Sensational.
Would you do me a favor? Would you go back and see if you could find that pharmacist?
Well, there's no question about it. Bitter almonds.
Bitter almonds? This doesn't smell like bitter almonds.
Oh, you'd never smell it in the wine. It has to come into contact with animal tissue, like human flesh, before it takes on the smell of bitter almond. Of course, I can't be absolutely certain. I have to make tests.
Well, thank you, Fred.
Well, that's all right.
You've been very helpful.
Oh, thank another.
And I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't mention this to anybody.
Oh, well, of course not. I understand things like this. I was with the coroner's office.
Oh. Well, thanks again, Fred.
Anytime. Oh, if you need me, I'll be in the rear of the plane.
Thank you so much. Mac, what's all this about bitter almond?
I thought everybody knew. It's a smell of cyanide. Looks like we've got a murder on our hands.
Cyanide?
I'm almost certain. And it was found in your wife's bottle of wine.
Oh, you mean somebody's trying to kill Anna? Who? Why?
You and the flight crew are the only one with alibis. Everybody else had access to that bottle.
Look, will you try to clear this up before we get back to San Francisco? I mean, the newspaper's going to have a field day.
I'll do what I can.
Well, I've radioed ahead to have the police meet the plane.
I've asked Mac to start an investigation here with your approval.
I'll cooperate in any way I can.
Well, for openers, I'd like to check through the carry-on luggage.
All right, I'll have my co-pilot help you. Brad, we'll go give the commissioner a hand. He wants to check the carry-on, huh?
Sure. It may not have been a heart attack at all. There's reason to believe that Harry Court died of cyanide poisoning.
Administered before he came aboard?
Afraid not. It was found in your bottle of wine, Anna.
You mean someone was trying to kill me?
Maybe someone knew that Court would take a swig.
No, that wine was for me. And you were by the bottle. You must have seen who fooled with it.
It wasn't standing guard, Anna.
As it happens, everyone in this section had access to the wine.
Well, I never went near it.
Neither did I. I just never thought of it.
You'd like nothing better than to see me dead.
Anna, come on.
Oh, maybe it was you, my sweet.
Well, as it so happens, it couldn't. I was upstairs with Mac.
I'm afraid it's going to be necessary to search all carry-on luggage. The stewardess will collect your...
Your correspondent interviewed the commissioner as he solved the sky-high murder of Harry Court. Oh,
Gotcha.
Mac, this is terrific. It is...
Let me have that.
My bad.
No.
Mac! Can I help?
Yes. By staying out of my way. Down, Miss Hanover, down.
The captain said you wanted to see this commissioner.
Oh, yes.
Nothing seems to be missing.
Take a look and get out.
Hello, Marge.
Hi.
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 The commissioner said I might give you a hand. If you like.
Like, I'd love it. This could take till Christmas.
Well, don't worry. Captain Wilder knows what he's doing.
Got a problem, Skipper.
Was it gear?
Must be a short in the circuit.
All right, try the backup.
Nothing.
SFX, Western National 419.
This is SFX. Come in, 419.
We have an electrical problem, possible gear malfunction. Stand by.
Roger, 419.
Well, let's try the manual.
Down okay, but we're still indicating a no lock.
All right, let's put her up, see what happens.
Did we hit something?
If you do, you won't ask. Just checking the landing gear.
The gear's functioning okay. It must be in the circuit.
Yeah, if it's not, when we come in, the gear will collapse like an accordion. SFX, Western National 419.
Come in, 419.
Now, we have a gear malfunction. We got her down all right. We're not quite sure. We've got a lock.
Roger, 419. You've got priority straight in approach. Call me at the outer marker. We'll have crash units stand by.
Thank you.
We found something, Commissioner.
We found something? Which bag?
This bag.
Thank you.
Any progress?
Yes. This.
What is it?
Cyanide. It was found in your bag.
You're kidding. I've never seen this thing before in my life. Look, Commissioner, why would I want to kill Anna? I adore her. We're the best of friends.
It was in your bag, Mr. Barton.
Well, you may have found that thing in my bag, but I didn't put it there.
Okay. Just stay close to your seat.
Don't worry, I won't leave the plane.
Where's Jenny?
Mr. Meridio buzzed her. Oh, she said you were looking for this cork.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Where do you keep the trash?
Right here.
May I take a look?
Sure.
What's this?
Looks like a wrapper for hypodermic.
Marge, Chateau Marcel is a pretty rare wine, especially for an airline. How does it get on board?
As far as I know, sir, the in-flight caterers handle it, along with everything else. Except I'd sure hate to be around if they forgot Mrs. Meridio's wine.
Why?
Mr. Meridio, he's a real stickler for detail. Like today, he was in here checking supplies before anybody else was on board.
Thank you, Marge.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This is your captain speaking. We ask that you return to your seats immediately and fasten your seatbelt. We are approaching the San Francisco airport. There's a possibility of a landing gear malfunction. We ask your cooperation. Thank you. SFX, Western National 419. We are 14 miles from touchdown, locked on the beam.
Roger, 419. You're clear to land.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain again. We are on our final at San Francisco International. Because of the possibility of a landing gear system malfunction, your cabin attendants are going to instruct you in the proper safety procedures. Let me assure you that while these procedures are purely precautionary, we would appreciate your fullest cooperation. Thank you very much.
Mac, is that you?
No,
Oh, that's not funny.
there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, yes, there is, and you know it.
Put these on your laps, Commissioner.
Here,
What's that?
It's a purple pillow.
That's not funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, pillows are being handed out for your use in a precautionary emergency landing procedure. Return all seats to an upright position and fasten seatbelts securely. Place the pillow in your lap and await instructions to bend your head forward and clasp your ankles. Please listen for final instructions just before touchdown. Thank you very much.
Mac, what are you thinking?
You have beautiful eyes, you know that?
Thank you.
It's frustrating.
Frustrating. At a time like this?
That's not what I mean. I know who put the cyanide in the wine.
Who cares?
Homicide cares. I just hope I'm around long enough to tell him.
Well, he can't be on his way back. He's planned 13 glorious nights and 14 glorious days.
Agatha, it's not something anybody planned. It's an emergency landing.
They better do something about it fast. The commissioner will be hopping mad.
Agatha, aren't you even worried?
Well, of course I'm worried. Means I'll have to drive up to the airport, and I hate that freeway traffic.
Airport. At this time, please bend forward so that your head is resting above your knees and clasp your ankles securely with both hands. Please remain in this position until instructions are given to return to an upright sitting position. Thank you very much.
What happened?
Well, offhand, I think we made it.
We made it. We made it. We made it.
Something to be said for emergency landings. I'll be right back.
You didn't tell me who did it.
I know.
Commissioner, take your seat, please.
Flight 202 from Mexico City is now boarding at Gate 1.
When I found the body, there was a spilled drink on the table. Which one of you served it to him?
I did. Just before we came in on final approach.
And how did he look to you, Ginny?
Perfectly normal.
Did anybody else visit Meridio in the upper lounge?
He was up there. I saw him coming down the stairs just before the seatbelt sign flashed on.
Mr. Barton?
Yeah, I saw him. I was mad as hell about that vial of cyanide. I figured Meridio planted it, and I went up there to have it out with him.
And?
That's it. He was dead when I got there.
So you just turned around and went back to your seat?
Without saying a word?
Wouldn't you? With the murder already hanging over your head?
Ah, yes, but now you have a motive. Isn't it true that you personally were at odds with Meridio? And don't you also owe him $400,000?
Look, Commissioner, I really hated his guts, and I owed him a lot of money, but I didn't kill him.
What about you, Captain? Did you leave the cockpit for anything?
No, of course not. We had an emergency, remember?
Yes, I remember. I thought you might want to talk to the president of the company.
There was nothing to talk about. He ran the company, I ran the plane.
Mrs. Meridio, anything?
Something you'd like to add, Miss Carrera?
Well, it's getting a bit ridiculous, but the truth is, I went upstairs too.
Too bad we didn't have an escalator.
When I got to the top of the stairs, I heard voices. Yes, Charles was arguing with a man. I don't know who he was. I turned around and I went back down.
Are you sure you don't know who it was?
I think it was Johnny.
Oh, come on. That's a lie. I told you. He was already dead when I got there.
Well, to be fair, Commissioner, I'm not certain of the voice.
Anybody else have anything to say? All yours, Lieutenant.
Mr. Barton, we're going to have to hold you for further questioning.
I don't suppose I could call my lawyer, huh?
Well, that's your prerogative.
Thanks.
The rest of you are free to go, but just so we understand each other, don't anybody leave town without talking to me.
Oh, I'm scheduled to take the same flight on Thursday, Lieutenant.
Well, check with me first.
Commissioner!
Oh, good work. Where did you find the luggage so fast?
Just have to know your way around, sir.
Oh. And right here?
No, sir. He got called away. Robbery on the south side.
Oh.
He said to tell you welcome back in one piece. Oh, and Agatha's on the way. I guess she wanted to pick you up herself.
Oh. All right, put the luggage over there. You and I are going to check something on the plane.
Right, sir.
Hello.
Oh. Hello.
You were a pretty cool cat on that plane. Especially figuring the whole thing out. It'll make terrific reading.
I'd like to read it. I'd like to know how I solved Meridio's murder.
What are we checking out on the plane?
We are checking out nothing. You are going on your merry little way.
Oh, that's unfair and unappreciative. I'm the one who found that vial in Barton's overnight bag.
While conducting an unauthorized search.
That's a technicality. It's results that count.
It's obeying orders that counts. Yours is to wait outside, where, if you are a good girl, I shall pick you up in 10 minutes, buy you a drink, and then extend myself to the point of dropping you off at your hotel.
Deal.
This is the final boarding call. Global Airways Flight 2 for Paris is now ready for departure at Gate 6.
Hey, Commissioner, you sure had a close call on this thing.
Just your average vacation. Find anything?
Nothing you wouldn't expect.
Excuse me. Do you have an envelope?
What do you got, Commissioner?
Here, use this, Commissioner.
Have the lab check that.
What do you want to know? The flavor?
With any luck, there's a fingerprint on it. Come on, fellas.
Agatha?
Aloha.
Where did you get that?
Playing pinball. I didn't want your vacation to be a total loss.
Agatha, this is Miss Hanover. We're driving her to her hotel.
Hi.
How do you do? I'm sure.
Except I don't have a hotel. There's some kind of a convention in town.
Oh, no, we have a guest room. Right, Commissioner?
well,
I really couldn't trouble you.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. It's all settled. Right, Commissioner?
Right.
You're a sweetheart, Agatha.
Speaking about sweethearts, do you have one?
No, why?
Well, I was just wondering. Neither has the Commissioner.
Anybody decent?
We're all nude in here, but come in anyway.
Promises, promises.
Well, I didn't promise anything.
Flirt. Steaks okay?
Perfect. Well, have a happy. I'll see you 2 in the morning.
Well, I was going to put one on for you, too.
Oh, no. I've got a heavy date.
Rare?
Rare? I could go out every night if I wanted to.
What a day. Sorry I came on so strong,
Don't get me wrong, you're still a pain.
but getting better.
Much better. Want some coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Cream sugar?
Black.
Okay.
Matt,
Hmm?
who do you think killed Meridio?
One of his enemies. Which could be just about anybody.
But you did find something on the plane, didn't you?
Off the record?
Scouts on.
I think Wiley's lying. I think he left the cockpit, and I think he talked to Meridio.
Oh, what a bunch. Just about everybody lied.
Hmm? They're not happy people.
Carol up yet?
Gone. Left about 30 minutes ago.
Where'd she go?
Beats me. All I know is she looked very bright and chipper. Just like somebody who had a very pleasant evening.
Here we go again. The Spanish Inquisition.
Lovely girl. Lovely, young, single girl.
You made your point. Did she, say anything?
All she said was she had a lot of things to take care of. She'll call you later at the office. Oh, lovely girl.
Okay, okay.
L'amour, l'amour. My bacon.
You were right about Harry Court, sir. It was cyanide poisoning.
What about Meridio? Anything on the knife?
It was wiped clean. The only thing we know for sure is that it came from the galley.
Anything on the gun?
Yes, sir. We have a positive ID. Captain Weiler.
What figures?
Spearmint.
Oh.
Take me back to the city, please.
Talk with you a minute, Captain.
I suppose so.
Going someplace?
Yeah, my wife and I don't get along, so I'm moving on. Any other questions?
You lied to me in the plane. You said you weren't in the lounge with Meridio.
So?
I've got the proof. Do you want me to go into it? Or do you want to tell me what you and Meridio were talking about?
All right, we talked. I had to fill him in on the malfunction problem.
Well, that sounds legitimate enough. Why bother to lie?
Because you were looking for a motive. And I hated Meridio's...
Why?
Commissioner, 25 years ago, Western National Airlines was nothing. It had to be built from the ground up. Built by men like Jensen. And by guys like me, if you want to know the truth. Well, back in those days, Meridio was just one of the boys. And then he got big, and all of his old pals became hired hands. It ended up with him squeezing us dry.
What way?
Company stock. He wanted it. He wanted every share of Western National Airlines he could get his hands on. He wanted it so bad he didn't care how he got it. Beg, borrow, or steal.
When you walked in on him, what was he doing?
Dictating a memo. He spends his life dictating memos.
I assume the airline has your new address?
Yeah, sure, they do. Listen, if you have any more questions, you or that lady friend of yours, they can track me down.
What lady friend?
The one that was on the airplane with you. Just left here 5 minutes ago.
Something wrong, sir?
Yeah. Two things. First, what was Carol Hanover doing back there? And second, where was the tape recorder?
Sir?
Weiler said Meridio was dictating. Did you hear him? Dictating into what? I didn't see any tape recorder.
Isn't that Miss Hanover, sir?
Carol!
Do you think he tried to kill me because of the stock?
You held the second biggest block next to his, didn't you?
Yes, but he gave it to me. It was a wedding present. He didn't have to try and kill me to get it back. He could have asked for it.
Maybe he did. Maybe you turned him down. Maybe he regretted giving it to you.
You're fishing, Commissioner.
You're right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Maybe it wasn't the stock. Maybe he was jealous.
Well, I suppose Charlie had reason to be the least little bit annoyed with me, but he knew that I had wandering habits, and he knew that I liked attractive men.
You're gorgeous, you know that?
Thank you. You're gorgeous, too.
Thank you, but I got a problem. You're a suspect.
Well, that should make it all the more exciting, don't you think?
You're gorgeous, you know that?
Thank you. You're gorgeous, too.
Thank you. But I've got a problem. You're a suspect.
Well, that should make it all the more exciting, don't you think?
One of Charlie's new toys?
It's from the electronics company he bought last month. They put, mini tape recorders into everything.
Everything? Even a briefcase?
Yes, Charlie had one built right in.
Thank you for the wine.
Are you leaving?
Maybe I should come back another time when you're not so grief-stricken.
Max, hi.
Don't
Hi,
tell me I finally caught up with you.
Oh, how exciting. I didn't even know you were chasing me.
Never mind the glib dialogue. What are you doing here?
Writing a story. Well, you didn't say I couldn't. And I didn't break my promise. The only reason I talked to Weiler and Anna and Jensen was to get background for the story. That's all, I swear it.
Coming from you, that's relatively worthless. Would you tell Mr. Jensen that Commissioner McMillan is here?
Now that we're sort of together again, I might as well go in with you, right?
Wrong.
Yes, Commissioner McMillan.
What now transpires, Miss Marple, is official business to which you are not invited.
Commissioner, would you go in, please?
Thank you.
Well, Commissioner, what can I do for you?
Oh, I just want to talk.
Well, sit down.
Thank you. I guess you're pretty busy now.
Oh, it's catch-up football now that Charlie's gone. He didn't exactly fill me in on everything.
Well, it shouldn't take you too long. You used to run this company, as I understand it.
Back in the 60s.
What happened?
The usual problems. Trying to expand without enough money.
That's when Meridio stepped in, huh? Helped you out.
Oh, he helped me out all right.
Eased you out.
That was the price for keeping this company running. He took over.
Pushed you right back in the background. Must have been humiliating.
It was not entirely a happy period. But that period has passed. As you probably know, Mrs. Meridio has asked me to take over.
Back in the saddle, as it were. That makes an interesting motive.
I don't understand.
To kill Meridio.
Well, that's a very good motive, but I didn't kill him. Now, Commissioner, is there something else I can help you with?
Yes. I understand the department returned Meridio's briefcase.
Yes, it's right here. Why?
I'd like to see it.
Certainly. What are you looking for?
This. Do you know about this?
Well, that's a new one.
In regard to this, several small but nonetheless important blocks of preferred stock are outstanding and should be vigorously pursued. For example, I refer to several hundred shares held by the Hamilton Trust in Houston and... What are you doing back here? I've already told you the matter is closed.
How terrible.
For example, I refer to several hundred shares held by the Hamilton Trust in Houston and... What are you doing back here? I've already told you the matter is closed.
That glassy sound. What do you suppose it is?
Now we know who the murderer is, don't we?
Global Airways Flight 246 for Sydney is now boarding at gate 36. Global Airways Flight 246 for Sydney is now boarding at gate 36. Western National Flight 202 for Mexico City
Is the crew on board yet? Yes, sir. We'll be announcing the flight in about 20 minutes.
I'm Commissioner McMillan. Official business. I'd like to go aboard.
Of course, sir. Go right ahead. Go.
Carol,
That's not
we
fair.
made a deal.
Are you coming with us again, Commissioner?
I'm afraid not. Captain Weiler aboard?
Yes, he is. I'll tell him you're here. Glenn, Commissioner McMillan's here. He wants to talk to you.
Well, what is this? What's it all about?
Jenny, you might as well listen to this. As you told me, Charlie Meridio taped everything. Business memos, office correspondence, personal conversations.
Yeah?
He liked gadgets, so I guess he was particularly fond of this one. It was here in this lounge. He was stabbed.
Look, Commissioner, I've got over 300 people waiting to come on board. I mean, what's the point, eh?
Those people can wait. After Harry Court's death, Meridio came back up to this lounge and stayed here the rest of the flight. During that time, by their own admission, 3 people came to visit him. Barton, who claimed he was already dead, Ginny, to bring him a drink, then you, to discuss your emergency situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're lying.
This is a common procedural practice and should be called to the attention of the accounting department. Next, memo to the maintenance department. I'm a little busy, Glenn. What is it?
Well, we've got a possible gear malfunction, Charlie, probably in the circuit, but I can't be sure.
That's why you cranked the gear.
Well, I think it'll hold all right. It's not why I'm here.
It sounds to me more like you want to talk $150,000.
Look, I can't come up with all of it. You gotta give me more time.
No, I don't. That's what this is all about. One promissory note right here, due and payable on the 1st. Now, that's 1 week from today.
Charlie, look, I put up the 3,500 shares of Western National as collateral. You know damn well that stock's worth a lot more than the loan. I mean, the least you can do is just give me another 3 months.
Can't help you, Glenn.
No, because you never wanted the money back, did you? You knew I'd need more time. All you ever wanted was a stock.
I need it, Glenn. I need every share I can lay my hands on. I've got a stockholders meeting coming up next month.
Sure, and that's when you're really gonna take over. After that, you won't be answering to anybody.
You've got it.
I want to see you dead, Charlie. All right. I would have liked to kill him right then and there, but I didn't. I went right back to the flight deck.
And never returned?
Never.
And the Fair Plan holdings will be a cinch. For example, I refer to several hundred shares held by the Hamilton Trust in Houston and... What are you doing back here? I've already told you the matter is closed.
Meridio kept that promissory note right here in the briefcase. Now it's missing. With that note gone, you're free and clear. Are you sure you never returned?
No, never.
One more thing. When you got to Honolulu, you were going to quit the airline and continue on to Tokyo as a passenger. You and Ginny. I did some checking. You both booked passage from Honolulu to Tokyo tomorrow morning.
All right. Ginny and I love each other. Is that a crime?
No. Crime is murder.
You think I killed Meridio? Then maybe you better take me in, huh?
Is that the way you really want it?
Yeah, sure. That's the way I want it. Ginny, get my bag. Looks like I'm going somewhere, huh?
Stop protecting her, Weiler. You told Ginny Meridio turned you down. She went in to plead with him. He threw her out. She went down to the galley, got the knife, and under the pretext of bringing him a drink, she came back up here and then stabbed him That was the sound of the tape. The tinkling of ice in the glass. Ginny bringing him a drink.
You're right. I killed him. Glenn, come on. Glenn, I'm not gonna let you take the blame for something I did. Come on. Come on, Glenn, we've got to get out of here.
Ginny.
Glenn! Please!
Stop it! Stop it! Shit. It's all over. I had that gun for hijackers. All right. It's all right.
May I get you another drink, sir?
Oh, yes, please. I'd like...
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Vacation. 14 lovely days and 13 steamy nights in sunny Waikiki.
I thought I put you on a plane less than an hour ago bound for New York.
Officer Pappas was adorable. He pretended to check my luggage through and everything. Angry?
No.
Good.
I don't believe it. How did it happen?
I don't know, Lieutenant. I guess he's gonna be pretty annoyed. I guess both of them are gonna be pretty annoyed.
Now, let's get this vacation started right. I would like one of those deadly, exotic, tropical drinks.
Oh, let's see. Oh, yes. How about one of those passionate virgins?
Yeah. Yes.
Your place or mine?
My place, Admiral Corbett. And you're going to drop me off. And try not to run us into the ocean, please.
Now, surely you jest. I only had but one drink.
Well, you're not driving like that. Good night, Don.
Kid? One little nightcap, huh?
You'll never make it home.
Coffee?
All right, come on. Don? You're overdoing the lecherous act. Enough is enough.
But I haven't had anything.
We'll work on it some other time. Drink your coffee and go home. We both have to be in the office at 0700.
I'm talking Tarzan and Jane, and you're talking shop.
Down, boy. Drink the nice coffee.
You know what it is? You are still hung up on Harley, right?
If I were still hung up on Harley, we wouldn't have split up. Simple as that.
Well, then, if it is as simple as that, then why don't I just spend the night?
Because you haven't been invited. And that's not going to do you any good.
Will you admit it? You are crazy about me. Now, will you come on and dance? Put this down. Come on.
Oh, Don. Please.
Forget about the Navy. You want me, don't you?
You're going home in exactly 3 minutes.
Security, Lieutenant Brownell. Take it easy. We'll be right there. Harris, let's go.
I had to shoot him. I didn't have a choice.
He's dead.
Mac, you look beautiful.
Not bad for an old sea dog.
Yes, especially for one who's never been to sea. A little tight in the seat there, Commissioner.
Commander Mildred, he's been on active duty since this morning.
Oh, yeah, well, if the United States can take it for 2 weeks, I suppose I can. I'll get it.
That woman has no patriotism.
None at all. None. Besides, it's not that tight in the seat.
Hi. John Paul Jones will be ready any minute. You want some coffee?
Thanks, Mildred, but I don't think we have time.
Ta-da! What do you think, Charlie?
You look terrific, sir.
Thank you.
Hope you're not just saying that, Sergeant.
Well, Sally, this is it.
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, it's a rough war. You won't see him till tonight.
It's the idea of it, Mildred. It's a whole strange new world.
I know, 30 minutes away. And he does it 2 weeks out of every year.
This is active duty, a naval base.
All right. He sits in an office behind a desk, as opposed to the other 50 weeks of the year where he sits in an office behind the desk.
There's no glamour in your soul, Mildred. Not an ounce.
We of the Broom Brigade, Commander, Commissioner, take a different view of things.
Let's go, Charlie.
Have fun.
Goodbye.
Don't take any wooden anchors, Admiral.
I hate to think how this stuff's gonna pile up while I'm gone.
Well, why don't you do some moonlighting, sir? Drop by the office a couple of times a week.
I can't be a police commissioner and a naval officer at the same time. It's against the law.
Well, then I guess it'll have to stay piled up till you get back.
On the other hand, I don't see why we couldn't meet a couple times, have lunch. No law against old friends having a friendly chat.
Very good, sir.
Commander McMillan, reporting in.
Oh, yes, sir. Captain Stiles is out right now, but he's expecting you. If you'll just go down the corridor, second door to the left, Commander Campbell will take care of you.
Thank you.
Commander McMillan.
Yes?
I'm Petty Officer Bell. I'm going to be assisting you for the next 2 weeks.
Good morning.
May I take your bags?
Yes, thank you.
How do you like your coffee, sir?
Well, hot, strong, cream, sugar.
Okay, fine.
Commander Campbell. My name's McMillan.
The well-known police commissioner, isn't it?
Well, not for the next couple of weeks.
This must be something like hard duty for you, Commissioner. Leaving your police empire behind.
I'll survive. I take it you don't care much for police commissioners.
Oh, I don't mind police commissioners. It's JAG reserve officers I haven't much time for. Commander Campbell. Don't be ridiculous, Tybal. You're dealing with a 37-day UA. Now get your 6016R and throw him in front of a summary court-martial. You do remember some of our Navy terminology, Commander. UA?
Unauthorized absence.
Commander McMillan, Captain Stiles is back in his office. He'd like to see you if you're not busy.
Thank you. Captain.
Mac. Damn good to see you. Has it been a whole year?
I was thinking the same thing, Captain. It's good to see you.
Sit down.
Thank you.
How are things on the outside?
Well, there are more good guys than there are bad guys. We're hanging in there.
Well, the same here. We get busy, we get quiet in waves. I guess it's probably tied into a full moon. Mac, these little tours of duty must be kind of dull. How would you like something challenging this time?
Well, I'd love it. I don't get much legal practice these days.
That's the spirit. I want you to handle defense counsel, second-degree murder.
You're not serious?
The defendant's name is Catherine Boone. She's a lieutenant.
You are serious?
According to the lady, a lieutenant named Donald Corbett tried to rape her. Lieutenant Boone took exception to his attitude, pulled a gun and shot him. I need you.
Well, sir, I don't mean to question your judgment, but I haven't been in front of a jury for 12 years.
Mac, I haven't got anybody else.
There's not one JAG officer available?
Got a half a dozen bright young fellas. Several of them knew the deceased. A couple of them are too green to handle a murder. What choice do I have there, Mac?
Sir, the question is, would I be any better?
Now, you've been out of action for some time, but you've got something substantial to fall back on.
I know. My housekeeper mentioned it just this morning.
I'm not pretending you're the best man for the job. Just so happens you're the best man I've got.
Captain, excuse me. I've turned over that Article 32 on Vincent to Moore. He's going to need some help.
Oh, I'll talk to him after lunch. Have you two met?
We certainly have. Captain, you mentioned a shortage of experienced officers. It seems to me that Commander Campbell will be more than qualified.
Oh, he is more than qualified, but he's playing the other side of the fence.
Trial counsel.
Campbell's the government. You're the defense.
Commander?
You have your work cut out for you, Mac. He's one of our best. Oh, incidentally, I told Lieutenant Boone you'd be stopping by this afternoon. You'd better go over this in the meantime.
Thank you, sir.
He wouldn't go. He became mean and vicious. I couldn't believe it was the same person. He said I'd been teasing him all night and he wasn't going to stand for it any longer. Said he was going to take what he wanted. He started hitting me and tearing at my clothes. Then he slammed me back against the desk and he said if I didn't cooperate, he was going to have to get rough with me. I don't remember how it happened, but I must have reached in the drawer because suddenly the gun was knives in my hand. I didn't want to shoot him. I just wanted to frighten him, but he kept coming toward me, and then the gun went off, and why did it happen, Commander? I didn't want it to happen. I mean, was that right? Did I have a choice?
I don't think so. But that's what we'll have to convince the court. Now, let's see, you and Lieutenant Corbett worked in supply, became friends, but you didn't begin dating until a few weeks after your separation from your husband. Is that correct?
Right.
What was Lieutenant Corbett like?
Oh, he was warm, outgoing, uninhibited. He had a way of saying provocative things, so they didn't really sound provocative. They sounded playful, good-humored.
How did he act that night? Anything different?
Not really. He was always terribly presumptuous, not terribly subtle. He kept saying, if we're going to wind up spending the night together, why put up a fuss?
Well, how much of a fuss did you put up? I mean, was he usually physically aggressive?
In a way, he was. He kept touching me, and I kept pushing his hand away, but he didn't take Don very seriously.
Well, yes, Lieutenant, but at the risk of sounding callous, we can't build a case on Lieutenant Corbett's good nature. Now, let me tell you again, I have been out of practice for quite a few years, and you do have the right to hire a civilian attorney. You also have the right for additional counsel from the Navy or any other branch of the service.
Captain Stiles explained that to me, and I told him I wanted to have the chance to talk to you before I made up my mind. I have, if you'll take me.
Well, looks like we're stuck with each other. Lieutenant, if you will excuse me, I have about a dozen years to catch up on.
Please make it Kid. And thank you, sir.
Goodbye, kid. I can tell you. I'm apprehensive, rusty. Contrary to what people think, self-defense is not a license to kill. The law says that any potential victim must use reasonable force under the circumstances. That means that I'm going to have to prove that if she didn't kill him, she definitely would have been raped. That's going to be quite a fight. And my opponent, Mr. Campbell, is pretty sharp.
Well, I think it's fabulous.
Hmm?
The whole thing, it's absolutely fabulous. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
Really?
Mac, you're going to be a lawyer again. A practicing lawyer. How many nights did you toss and turn wondering whether you made the right decision in giving up law and becoming a police commissioner?
Once, when I had a ptomaine attack after the policeman's ball.
The purity of the law. You're going to be the happiest man on earth.
I like being a police commissioner.
Mac, you're going to be another Clarence Darrow. They're going to be flocking to you. You're going to be turning them away at the door.
Sally, I stand a good chance of losing this case. Right now, I'd say the odds are 20-80.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You're going to win on your closing speech alone, you know. I can see it all now. Another Emile Zola.
Well, I better get back and start writing it.
Why, aren't you coming home tonight?
No way. I've got homework till dawn.
How am I going to go to sleep without those cold feet on my back?
Maybe Mildred could help you out.
Great.
Oh, tomorrow morning I want you to contact Sergeant Enright and show him his list of people.
Jack Porter and Gina Davis. Who are they?
Potential defense witnesses. Jack Porter in particular.
Huh, he works with Naval Services, too. But he doesn't have a rank.
He's a civilian. Gina Davis is his girlfriend. The four of them were together the night of the murder.
And now they've disappeared?
Well, they're away on a camping trip for 3 weeks. I don't know where. Just give that to Enright. He'll know what to do.
All right.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bell. Thank you.
Is that strong enough, sir?
At this stage, turpentine wouldn't be strong enough.
You don't need coffee, sir. You need some sleep.
What I need is an insight on Lieutenant Donald Corbett. How does the all-American boy end up trying to rape somebody?
I'd like to talk to you, Commander.
If you need me, sir, I'll be outside.
Well, you've got quite a mess on your hands. Why go through with it?
What's on your mind?
Well, let's face it, Commander. You've got a weak case. The lady invited seduction. So where's the self-defense?
That's propaganda. You talking about a plea bargain?
No. The defense looks for the deal. All I try to do is sell it to the convening authority. But if you wanted your murder charge knocked down to manslaughter, I might be willing to cooperate. All you have to do is plead guilty.
That's all.
Lady gets 5 years and a dismissal. And you're off the hook.
The lady gets 5 years in prison and gets booted out of the Navy. I get to keep my pride, and you get your case on a nice silver platter. You're generous to a fault.
I'm dealing from strength.
You're dealing from an excess of self-esteem, Commander. I'll talk to the lady. It's her decision. But if she takes my advice, the answer's no.
Suit yourself, Commander.
If you ask my advice, the answer's no.
I don't know. Maybe I should.
Sure, if you set out to murder him. But you didn't. It was self-defense.
I guess I'm just panicking.
You're just reacting to Campbell's scare tactics. It's cheap intimidation. Don't. Look, kid, I know it isn't going to be easy, but we are going to prove that Corbett attacked you without provocation and placed your life in jeopardy, okay?
That must be Harley again, Commander. Would you mind?
Hello? Oh, yes, Commander. This is Stuart McMillan, Kids Defense Counsel. Well, I'm afraid she's busy right now. Yes, of course, I'll tell her. Goodbye. I wish you'd talk to him, kid. I mean, separation or not, he is your husband. And he's concerned.
I can't talk to him or see him right now. I feel so clumsy about everything.
I'll be at my office if you need me.
Commander?
Yes? Yes?
Thanks for everything.
Bye, kid. Thank you.
I just tried again, sir. Still nobody's home.
That's a hot one. I go to court in a couple of hours. My wife's missing, not to mention my housekeeper.
Maybe they just went out shopping, something like that.
Mrs. McMillan, for one, does not rise with the dawn bell.
Commander McMillan's office. Got it, thank you. Time's confirmed, sir. Court convenes at 10:00.
Excuse me, Commissioner? Hi. Took the day off. I wouldn't miss this for the world, sir.
Charlie, what did you find out about Jack Porter?
Who? Porter?
Jack Porter. Don't you remember you were supposed to help locate Jack Porter and his girlfriend, Gina Davis, for this trial?
Sir, this is the first I've even heard about it.
Sally didn't contact you at all?
No, sir.
Oh, no. That's what happened to them. Sally and Mildred.
All rise.
The court will now come to order.
This court will now come to order. All right, Catalona, what's this all about?
Well, the accused ran a stop sign, north end of Tompkins Bridge, Your Honor.
Mrs. Sally McMillan. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Give him the $2, sweetie.
Who's she?
She is the eyewitness to the supposed perpetration, Your Honor.
What?
She was in the car, Your Honor.
Oh.
If I may be permitted my opening statement at this time, Your Honor. A simple citizen is not on trial here, but rather the entire judicial system.
Mrs. McMillan, will you give him the $2?
The prosecution rests its entire case on the stop sign at the north end of Tompkins Bridge. Now, is that substantially correct?
Substantially.
Well, then by what tangled logic does this misguided public servant put me under arrest? There is no stop sign at the north end of Tompkins Bridge.
She's crazy, Your Honor.
I object, Your Honor. That is libel.
If it was anything, it'd be slander, Mrs. McMillan, which it isn't, because that's not what we're here for. You sure about that sign, Sheriff?
I nailed them myself last winter, Your Honor.
Well, then you did a poor job. It's not there now.
Regis, you still got that awful thing with the sawed-off muffler outside?
Yes, sir.
This court hereby appoints you a special committee to check on the sign.
Yes, sir.
You both from San Francisco?
Yes, sir.
You're a little off the beaten path.
Yes, sir.
Vacationing?
No, Your Honor, actually, we're looking for someone. Maybe you might be able to help us. It's a Mr. Jack Porter.
He's, traveling with a friend, Your Honor, if you know what I mean. Gina Davis.
I thought they were married.
You know them? Maybe you could help us find them. It's really important.
Well, sure. I mean, he was riding with the grocery store. I believe that's his Jeep out there. As a matter of fact, they're coming in right now.
Your Honor, do you think I could talk with him for a moment?
I suppose so.
Mr. Porter? Jack Porter?
Yeah.
Do you think I could talk with you for a moment?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Sally McMillan. I've been looking all over for you two. Do you know about Don Corbett?
Corbett, yeah. What about him?
He's dead. Listen, I better get back inside.
All right, we'll leave for San Francisco in the morning. Tell your husband we'll be happy to cooperate.
I know he'll appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Special committee, what did you find out?
Like the lady said, Your Honor, the sheriff should have used bigger nails.
Who'd you get that?
I found it down by the riverbank, Sheriff. It, looks like it fell off the post at the end of the bridge.
I'll take that.
Case dismissed.
Let's get out of here before we end up on the rock pile.
Is this the gun, Lieutenant?
It is, sir. It was lying on the floor near the body of the deceased.
Let the record note that the witness has identified government exhibit number 1. Lieutenant Brownell, let's get back to the call you received. Could you describe the accused's tone of voice over the telephone?
It was kind of a monotone, sir.
Not excited or irrational?
No, sir.
Would it be fair to describe the accused's voice as calm?
Yes, sir, it would.
No further questions. Your witness, Commander.
Lieutenant Brownell, after entering Lieutenant Boone's house that night, did you speak to her?
Yes, sir, I did.
Could you describe her tone of voice then?
That was about how she looked, sir. Kind of dazed.
Would you call it a monotone?
Yes, sir, I believe you could.
Did she slur any of her words?
No, sir.
Could you describe her voice as calm?
Yes, sir, I believe you could.
The same calm and rational voice you heard over the telephone?
Yes, sir.
And yet you describe her voice and her appearance when you spoke to her in person as dazed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Then, in your opinion, her voice was dazed when she called you in the security office. Is that correct?
I guess so, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That's all.
Hey, beautiful. How was that for neat lawyering? Oh, excuse me, miss. When I said beautiful, I didn't mean that you were beautiful. I meant that he... not that you're not. Excuse me.
Mr. Seelig, you are the manager of the Officers Club at this station?
Yes, sir, I am.
You were working at the club on the night of Lieutenant Corbett's death?
I was.
Did you see Lieutenant Corbett and Lieutenant Boone at the club that evening?
Yes, sir, they were there.
How did they act toward each other, Mr. Seelig? Casual? Indifferent?
Anything but. I mean, the way they were dancing together, real close. For my money, it was kind of embarrassing.
What else about Lieutenant Boone and Lieutenant Corbett attracted your attention, Mr. Seelig?
Well, at one point, they moved off the dance floor into this kind of dark area, and they kissed.
A fraternal kiss?
No, sir, anything but. Me, I'd call it an X-rated kiss.
A passionate kiss?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Seelig, wasn't it possible that Lieutenant Corbett forced Lieutenant Boone off the dance floor? Forced his attentions on her?
No, sir. From what I could see, the lady was giving as good as she got.
And did they go beyond the kiss?
Well, no, sir, not right there, but for my money, a kiss like that in public means all the way in private.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. The witness will confine himself to answering the questions.
Your witness, Commander.
Mr. Seelig, are you married?
Yes, sir.
And prior to your marriage, I presume you courted more than one young lady?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever kiss any of these young ladies?
Yes, sir.
Passionately?
Yes, sir.
X-rated?
Well, yes, sir, I guess so.
And did you have affairs with every one of these X-rated young ladies?
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant. The witness's premarital sexual prowess has no bearing on this case.
Your Honor, the witness has inferred that the accused's participation in a kiss constituted an invitation for seduction. I'd like to prove it otherwise.
Objection overruled.
Mr. Seelig, did you have affairs with all these young women?
No, sir.
Well, isn't it possible, then, that the accused, along with some of your young lady friends, was willing to enter into an X-rated kiss without inviting her partner to go all the way?
I guess so.
Could you speak a little louder, sir?
I guess so.
Thank you.
You're not eating your sandwich, sir.
Yeah. I'm not very hungry.
Because of the trial? Sir, you're doing so very well. I think you're fantastic.
It's too early in the first quarter. No score, just a lot of razzle-dazzle on both sides. But they've got Naaman.
Commander! Commander! Commander,
What is
your wife is on the phone.
Where is she?
She's out of town somewhere, sir. I heard the coins dropping in the machine.
Sally, where are you?
Mac, I've got the most terrific news for you.
Is Mildred with you?
Of course.
Are you all right?
We're fine.
I told you to send Enright out to look for Porter.
That's the good news. We found Jack Porter and Gina Davis. They said they're going to head back down there tomorrow.
Ah. And the bad news?
Bad news?
The bad news.
Well, I mean, if you could call a transmission bad news.
How bad?
Oh, not really that bad. The station manager says he ought to be able to have it fixed up good as new. And not really that much either.
How much?
$275.
How long?
Well, he says it shouldn't take more than a couple of days.
Where are you?
Well, we decided to take the back road. We're in the cutest little town about an hour north of San Francisco. The only trouble is that the bus doesn't leave out of here till tomorrow morning.
All right, give me the details. I'll see if I can find somebody to pick you up.
Captain Emerson, you had dinner at the Officers' Club on the night of Lieutenant Corbett's death. Is that correct?
It is.
Lieutenant Boone and the deceased, Lieutenant Corbett, were at a nearby table with another couple. Is that correct?
It is.
Sir, would you describe Lieutenant Boone's behavior that evening?
Indiscreet would be a kind word.
In your opinion, then, would you say that Lieutenant Boone exhibited a loose pattern of behavior?
I would. Her conduct was unbecoming a naval officer.
Thank you, Captain. No further questions.
Captain Emerson, you condemned Lieutenant Boone's behavior that night, yet you failed to mention Lieutenant Corbett. Now, doesn't it still take two to tango?
A man responds to a woman's signals, Commander.
You mean it couldn't be the other way around?
A naval officer would not behave that way in public unless he was incited, Commander.
Sir, Lieutenant Boone is a Navy officer.
But she's a woman.
Oh, I see what you mean. She couldn't help being a woman first and an officer second.
You want to say it that way? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Is that it?
Oh, yes, that's it.
Friendly? They were a lot more than friendly. See, I waited on their table at the club, so I kind of had a front row seat.
Would you say that Lieutenant Boone and Lieutenant Corbett were openly affectionate?
Like a couple of puppies. Corbett's hands were roaming, and the lady wasn't putting up that much of a fight.
During the course of the evening, while you were serving drinks, Miss Farrell, did you overhear any of their conversation?
Yes, I did.
What did you overhear, Miss Farrell?
Well, at one point, I heard Lieutenant Corbett lean over and say, let's get out of here and go get a room and lock ourselves up for a couple of days.
Did you hear Lieutenant Boone's reaction?
I sure did. She said, why waste the money, Don? Why don't you just move into my place?
Thank you, Miss Farrell. Your witness, Commander.
Miss Farrell, have you ever been propositioned?
Once or twice.
Outrageously?
Well, I'm not quite sure what kind of proposition you're talking about.
Oh, the kind of proposition you don't take seriously. For example, somebody comes into the club and suggests you could run away with him to the South Seas. You know he's married, he's joking. That kind of outrageous proposition. Sound familiar?
It sure does.
Are you insulted?
No, I'm not insulted.
Annoyed?
No.
But you do put them in their place.
Oh, it's not a question of putting them in their place. I mean, not if they're not serious to begin with.
So you go along with the joke. Someone says, hey, Terry, let's run away to a South Sea island. You answer, sure, when do we leave? Sound familiar?
It sure does.
Friendly sarcasm.
Yeah.
Miss Farrell, when Lieutenant Corbett suggested taking a room for a few days, Lieutenant Boone answered by saying, why waste the money? Why don't we move into my place? Wasn't she, in fact, responding with friendly sarcasm to an outrageous proposition?
Well, that was different. She...
Thank you, Miss Farrell. No more questions.
You better step down, Miss Farrell. The hour is late. We'll recess until tomorrow.
All rise.
See you in the morning, kid.
I saw the last few minutes, sir. You were really good. I think you got him worried.
Yeah. About as worried as a barracuda. One of these sessions is gonna move in and tear me to pieces.
Lieutenant Reese, you double dated with Lieutenant Corbett on 3 separate occasions, is that right?
That's right.
Did you ever personally observe Lieutenant Corbett make advances to the young ladies that he dated?
Well, yes.
And did you detect anything dangerous in these advances? The actions of a sexual psychopath?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is highly qualified to discuss the psychological aspects of Lieutenant Corbett.
Sustained.
How did the women react to Lieutenant Corbett?
They liked him.
Oh? They didn't fear for their physical well-being?
No.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Reese, earlier you mentioned that you double dated with Lieutenant Corbett on 3 separate occasions. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And was Lieutenant Corbett accompanied by the same young lady each time?
No, sir. He dated the same girl on 2 of those occasions.
2 different young ladies in all?
Yes, sir.
Did he know these young ladies well?
Pretty well, sir.
Well enough to be having affairs with them?
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant.
Your Honor, trial counsel himself has anticipated the defense. It is he who placed the sexual mores of the accused at issue in this trial. Would he now deny me the right to cross-examine on an issue of his making?
Overruled. The witness may answer the question.
Lieutenant Reese?
Yes, sir. I believe he was having affairs with them.
He told you as much?
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Reese, earlier you indicated the 2 young ladies who dated Lieutenant Corbett were comfortable with him, that they in no way feared for their well-being. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lieutenant Reese, why in the world would they be frightened of Lieutenant Corbett's sexual advances when, in fact, they already had been intimate with him?
I don't know, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant Reese. No more questions?
May it please the court, the government now calls Joanne Nelson to the stand.
Objection, Your Honor. The defense has not received notification of this government witness.
Commander Campbell?
The government has only recently secured this witness, Your Honor. Notification of intention was forwarded to defense counsel yesterday afternoon. I can only surmise that it's been delayed in channels.
Either that or the trial counsel hoped the witness would be admitted without challenge.
Is the defense counsel calling me a liar?
That's enough, gentlemen. You will direct your remarks to the court and not to each other. In view of the circumstances, this court is adjourned until such time as the defense counsel can properly examine the witness.
All rise.
Well, he sure pulled a fast one, didn't he?
Just as annoyed at myself. I couldn't locate Joanne Nelson. Campbell did. We could talk to her.
I liked Don. I liked him very much. We didn't get to know each other too well, just a few months, but I had the feeling that we had a relationship and that it might develop into something even stronger. But now he's dead. I still can't believe it.
Miss Nelson, has Commander Campbell instructed you at all?
He instructed me. I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, has he discussed particular questions and possible responses from you as a witness?
Except for a few moments this morning. The only contact I've had with Commander Campbell has been by telephone, when he located me back east and asked me to return for the trial.
Well, thank you, Miss Nelson.
Well, then, you dated Lieutenant Corbett half a dozen times or more. Isn't that right, Miss Nelson?
Yes, that's right.
What did you do on these dates, Miss Nelson?
Well, we went to the movies once or twice. We had dinner out, that sort of thing.
Did you and Lieutenant Corbett have an affectionate relationship?
Well, I suppose we were normally affectionate for the amount of time we knew each other.
Held hands?
Yes.
Kissed?
Yes.
Embraced, caressed each other from time to time?
Yes.
Was Lieutenant Corbett an aggressive companion, Miss Nelson?
Well, yes, but not in a serious way.
Could you explain that?
Well, Don, Lieutenant Corbett, was the sort of person who was familiar with people right from the start. I suppose the things he said and did might have been a little, well, unsettling coming from somebody else, but coming from Don, you accepted them.
And Lieutenant Corbett, being Lieutenant Corbett, I suppose he made more than one proposition the very first night you met.
Yes, sir, he did.
Did you accept him, Miss Nelson?
No.
You didn't encourage him at all?
No.
Didn't you and Lieutenant Corbett have an affair, Miss Nelson?
No, we did not.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to.
You refused his advances?
Yes, that's correct.
Are you trying to say that he never once managed to maneuver you into a compromising situation?
No.
Miss Nelson, are you trying to tell this court that the same man who propositioned you countless times over half a dozen different evenings never once succeeded in forcing himself upon you?
No!
Well, thank you, Miss Nelson. Your witness, Commander.
No questions.
We didn't do too well on that one, did we?
Well, he can't even cross-examine her without making it worse.
Your Honor, the government rests.
Very well. I think that does it for today. Court stands in recess until 0800 tomorrow morning.
The Fresh Fish and Pizza restaurant?
Mildred thinks it's good. Speaking of Mildred, she and Sergeant Enright ought to be here pretty soon.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
I need this.
You look so down.
I took a beating today.
I know. Joanne Nelson.
Campbell used her like a booby trap. I saw it coming.
Oh, well, that was today. Tomorrow you start your defense. You're gonna run over him like a tank.
Some tank. How do I prove self-defense?
I seem to recall something about reasonable doubt. They're the ones that have to prove murder.
Thank you, loyal cheering section. I really must go. I'll grab a couple of sandwiches on the way.
Mac. You rat! All this going on and you remembered our anniversary.
Why, he wouldn't forget no matter how busy he was, would you, Commissioner?
That's great.
Sit. I'll take that.
I really have to be going. I'll grab
Commissioner,
a
I
slice.
think you better sit until this little celebration has run its course. Excuse me. Oh.
Commander Boone, you and your wife were married for 5 years prior to your separation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you describe your wife as a fun-loving person? Like to go out at night, dining, dancing, parties?
Just the opposite. Kit liked her home. She liked to be home.
Would she be inclined to drink a lot?
Seldom drank at all. Had to be an occasion for Kit to take more than 1 or 2 drinks.
Could you describe your wife's character as exemplary?
Without hesitation.
What was her general reputation in the community?
I don't know anyone had a bad word to say about Kit. She was and is an honest, decent person.
Thank you, Commander Boone. Your witness, Commander.
Commander, you and your wife have been separated for the past 2 months, is that correct?
That's correct.
What was the cause for the separation, sir?
Objection, Your Honor. The trial counsel's question exceeds the scope of direct examination.
Overruled.
Why did you and your wife separate, Commander?
We weren't getting along.
Can you be more specific?
She wanted to work to stay in the Navy. I wanted her at home.
Was this a conflict of recent development, Commander?
No. We discussed it from the time we were first married.
Mm-hmm. You work at the supply center, do you not?
I do.
As does your wife.
Yes.
Lieutenant Corbett was also assigned to supply.
Yes.
Is it true that your wife and Lieutenant Corbett worked rather closely together?
I believe so.
The chronology of the situation strikes me as interesting, Commander. For something like 5 years, you and your wife stay together, despite a conflict of interests over whether she should or should not resign from the Navy. Then 3 months ago, Lieutenant Corbett arrives at this station and is assigned to supply, where his work brings him in close contact with your wife. And then, 2 months ago, you and your wife decide to separate. Isn't it true that the developing relationship between your wife and Lieutenant Corbett contributed to that situation and separation?
That is a lie.
Is it not true, Commander Boone, that your wife had already made a romantic relationship with Lieutenant Corbett weeks before she killed him?
No!
No further questions.
Yes, sir. I've known Kit Boone for quite some time. She was different that night. Now, by that I mean, Kit is a very private person. She works on dignity. And it must have been something very special to make her act that way.
You mean something upsetting?
Yes, sir, I think so.
Would you have any idea what that might be?
Yes, sir, I think I do. I believe she was upset over her separation from Commander Boone.
But they'd already been separated for several months. Why would she pick this particular evening to be upset?
Well, I think it just finally caught up to her. Those were very rough months on Kit.
After leaving the officers' club that evening, Lieutenant Boone and Lieutenant Corbett accompanied you and Miss Davis to your home. Is that correct?
Yes.
What was her behavior at your home? Was she equally outgoing?
No, by the time we got to my place, she was fairly quiet.
Was she intoxicated?
No, sir.
What was her attitude toward Lieutenant Corbett by then?
She was cool, on top of the situation. She was back to being Kit.
And how long did they stay at your home, Mr. Porter?
Well, let's see. They went for a dip while I packed. All in all, they were at my place about an hour.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. No more questions. Your witness, Commander.
Mr. Porter, you and Miss Davis aren't married.
No.
Nonetheless, Miss Davis shares your residence with you, does she not?
Yes.
How long have you been living in this state, Mr. Porter?
Objection, Your Honor. Irrelevant.
Sustained.
Mr. Porter, wouldn't you say the nights get pretty chilly this time of year?
Yes, I would say that.
And yet your guests took a late night dip in your pool. Did they bring their ice skates?
I keep my pool heated.
Uh-huh. Then they brought along their swimsuits.
I don't think so.
Oh? Oh, well, then you and Miss Davis provided them with swimsuits. Isn't that right?
I don't believe so.
Mr. Porter, you did see Lieutenant Boone and Lieutenant Corbett in your pool, did you not?
Yes.
And they were properly attired, were they not?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
You don't remember if their clothes were soaking wet when they left your house, Mr. Porter?
No.
In actual fact, they were swimming in the nude, weren't they, Mr. Porter?
I don't know.
In actual fact, the accused thought no more of swimming in the nude with Lieutenant Corbett than she did of spending the night with him in her own home.
Objection.
Overruled.
Kit!
Kit.
Excuse us. What happened back at that pool? Were you in the nude?
Yes. But nothing happened. We took off our clothes and jumped in the pool. It doesn't mean we made love that night.
I believe you. It's just that the way it came out back there doesn't do us much good. It's gonna be all right. I saw Hardy back there. Why won't you talk to him?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not ready.
Still in love with him, aren't you? Am I in your way?
Boy, this is better than a porno movie.
What do you think of Kit Boone?
Oh, she's a lovely girl, except for that one little blight on her record. Murder.
You're not much help.
Kit Boone wouldn't hurt a fly unless provoked by an extreme case of aggravated assault.
That's absolutely right. The defendant exercised nothing more than reasonable and prudent force in protecting herself against the infliction of grievous bodily harm.
Very good. You two may take over. I'm going to take a shower.
Mildred, what are you making for breakfast?
Bacon and eggs.
Ah, that's what I smell. The bacon.
The bacon is burning.
Hello? No, I'm sorry, I can't come to the phone. He just got in the shower. Maybe I can help you. What? Hold on a second. Okay.
$1.89 a pound. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're sure about that? Okay, well, I sure appreciate all the help you've given me. Yeah, okay, if we're ever out that way, right. Okay, bye-bye.
Who's that?
That was the caretaker at the Pleasant View Cemetery in Grinnell, Iowa.
He called you?
No, I called him. Before that, I called the record section at the base, and before that, Joanne Nelson called you, but you were in the shower and couldn't talk, so I just took it upon myself to do a little investigating.
A little investigating of what?
Well, it's really kind of strange. Joanne Nelson wanted to send some flowers to Lieutenant Corbett's grave. So she called the record section at the base and she asked where he was buried. And they told her he was buried in his hometown, Grinnell, Iowa. So when she went to send the flowers, they told her no such person was buried there. That's why she called you. She thought maybe you would know where he was buried.
Which I don't.
Well, that's what I figured. So I took it upon myself to call the record section at the base and do a little double checking.
Using my name as your authority, of course.
Oh, naturally. You know what they told me? The same Pleasant View Cemetery in the same Grinnell, Iowa.
The caretaker of said establishment you then took upon yourself to call. Long distance.
Mac, Joanne Nelson was right. Lieutenant Corbett is not buried there. You know what the caretaker said? He said he's never heard of a Corbett family living in Grinnell, Iowa. Now, he ought to know, don't you think?
Probably just a clerical error.
I think it's kind of strange, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Commander. Can't do a thing for you without some kind of authorization.
The shipment of a body is not exactly a military secret. Now, what's the problem?
I just can't release that information without an okay from the senior medical officer, sir.
Who's away for the weekend?
Sorry, sir.
I don't know if he's a fanatic for regulations or he's hiding something.
It doesn't matter because I've got it.
What?
I've got the information you were looking for.
Huh?
Lieutenant Corbett's body was shipped to a federal cemetery in Langston, sir. Well, I just peeked at a few clipboards, that's all.
Pretty sneaky.
Hey, Mac. Sally. What's up, Mac?
I don't know how I got involved in all this, sir, but I seem to be looking for a body. Do you happen to know where Lieutenant Corbett is buried?
Some small town in Iowa, isn't it?
According to his records, yes, sir. He's not buried there.
Well, it's probably some paperwork foul up. I'm sorry I can't help you. Good to see you, Sally. Take it easy, Mac.
Fine officer. Lousy liar.
He didn't even ask you why you were looking for Lieutenant Corbett's grave.
He's covering up something. So is everybody else. Corbett was stationed in San Diego before he was stationed here. Let's go down to San Diego.
Okay. Excuse me. What'd you find out?
I checked with the base supply officer, Captain Faraday. Corbett worked for Faraday.
Ooh, that's progress.
Not really. Faraday never met Corbett.
I don't understand.
Corbett was listed on supplies personnel roster, but on detached duty status.
Detached to where?
I checked with records, I checked with personnel. They don't know a thing.
What does that mean?
It could mean that Corbett was never stationed on this base.
Well, all of this makes absolutely no sense at all.
I have one more stop to make. Are you okay here?
Sure.
What's the score?
14-3.
Oh.
Him.
Oh.
Ready?
Here it is, sir. Lieutenant Donald Corbett, 15-16 July.
Listed as a transient. Do you remember it all?
Sorry, sir, I wasn't even working here last July.
Thank you.
Sir? Major Antonio.
How do you do?
Hi. I knew Corbett back in Hawaii, and the last I heard, he was in San Francisco. Well, you might check up there.
Don Corbett is dead.
How did it happen?
A shooting accident. How well did you know him?
Pretty well. We roomed together.
Who was he working for back in Hawaii? Major, it's important. I'm investigating his murder.
Well, I don't suppose it matters much now. Corbett was with NIS, Naval Investigative Service.
May I have a word with you, sir?
Oh, Mac, I want you to meet George Pauling. George, this is Commander McMillan.
How do you do?
How are you?
Sir, if you have a minute.
Sit down. Mac, as a matter of fact, George and I were just talking about you.
I think you might like to hear what I have to say.
George can hear anything you have to say.
Very well. I'd like to know why I've been kept in the dark about Lieutenant Corbett. Why didn't you tell me it was at the NIS?
I know that you went down to San Diego, Commander. I didn't know you'd got that far.
George is the head of the NIS here on the base, Mac.
I don't know whether I'm a rabbit or a dog, but I want an explanation.
Corbett was with the NIS, of course. We brought him down here to investigate a series of burglaries at the base over the past year. We put him in supply because someone there in supply was feeding the thieves with precise information. Bills of lading, warehousing locations, arrival dates, methods of shipment.
How did my client come into this? Is she a suspect?
One of several.
Is that why Corbett was dating her?
Mm-hmm.
Then you think she was working with the thieves? Found out Corbett was with the NIS and murdered him?
That's what it looks like, Commander.
But you're not sure?
Corbett contacted me a couple of days before he was killed. He said that he was zeroing in on the informer. I have to assume that he was talking about Lieutenant Boone.
Then, gentlemen, you got nothing. Unless Lieutenant Boone loses the case. Then what you'll have is somebody to squeeze. Dangle a prison sentence over her head until she tells all the people involved.
You're in the business, Commissioner. What would you do?
I'm not in that business. And right now, I'm the defense counsel. Is that why you put me up against somebody like Campbell, to make sure she'd lose?
Come on, Mac. The situation is all fouled up, but there's no conspiracy involved.
Is there another name for it?
I want to make one thing straight, Mac. Before you came on the scene, I made the usual option for Campbell. Government or defense. He chose trial counsel because he always chooses TC. And if you're pushing conspiracy, just chew on the fact that Campbell doesn't know what you know about Corbett.
I'm sorry.
Sustained. Oh, everything's all messed up around here, Mac.
NIS thinks she killed him because she was involved in the burglaries. There's also the possibility that she knew nothing of the burglaries and that she indeed killed him in self-defense. Now, how do I defend her?
Go straight down the line with her, Mac. Play it like this meeting here never took place. It's the only way.
Let me repeat that, Commander. As far as government security is concerned, this meeting never took place.
We are not supposed to mangle justice. We're supposed to preserve it. You two have your jobs. I have mine. And right now, I'm going to defend my client if I have to repeat every word from this meeting.
Commander McMillan?
Yes?
Sir, my name is Louis Nunez. I'm the bartender here.
Yes?
Sir, I've been to trial several times. And each time I thought I should talk to you.
Go on.
Well, I was here that night, sir. And I saw something at the trial that no one mentioned.
Saw something? The night of the murder?
Yes, sir. I saw Commander Boone here in the club. He and Lieutenant Boone were having a terrible argument. He was furious, shouting at her. But she didn't say anything. She was trying not to cry. And then the commander hit his wife, sir. Very hard across the face. Lieutenant Corbett came over and tried to be a gentleman, but he was drunk. So the commander just pushed him aside and left.
Luis, would it be all right if I got back to you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, did you find Captain Stiles?
I certainly did.
What'd he say about Corbett being involved with Navy intelligence?
He affirmed it. And there's a lot more.
Mac, for the first time in my life, I am more tired than I am curious. You can just tell me about it in the morning. Home, James.
Sally.
No.
Just one more stop, I promise.
No.
Then I'll tell you about the argument.
What argument?
There wasn't any argument. You must be mistaken.
Oh, kid, somebody saw the two of you. Saw Harley haul off and smack you in the mouth.
It's too complex.
Go ahead.
No, you don't know. You don't understand. It's too complicated. It's too difficult. Oh, well. I knew I'd have to tell you sooner or later, though.
Tell me what?
I lied to you. I lied to everybody. It didn't happen the way you think. After Don and I got back to the house that night, he did make a few passes, but he didn't attack me. Even if it was in his nature, he was too tired. He said he'd only had one drink, but it must have hit him pretty hard. He fell asleep on the sofa. I tried to awaken him, but it was useless. There wasn't anything else to do, so I went into my bedroom, got into my nightgown, and went to sleep. It must have been an hour or so later. I was fast asleep, and then there was a noise, like a car backfiring. When I went into the living room, Don was on the floor. He'd been shot, and a man was running out the front door. A man in a uniform, a Navy officer. It was Harley.
Why didn't you bring this out before?
Remember you said I still loved him?
Of course I do.
I do. Oh, Mac, he was so desperately jealous of Don. That's why he came to the club that night. That's why he was so furious with me. Don't you see, in a way, I am responsible for Don Corbett's death. That's why I wanted to protect Harley. He killed him for me.
So you decide to take the blame. You take off your nightgown, you put on your uniform, tear it up a little bit, mess up this living room, put fingerprints on the gun.
Don was dead. Nothing could hurt him anymore. And I thought if I cried rape, well, at least I could protect Harley.
Don't you realize you're protecting a murderer?
Yes, it was tearing me apart. That's why I couldn't face him.
Sally, I know how tired you are, but I've got to make one.
Mac. Why are we stopping?
Just waiting for the light to change.
Saw Kit. Said all the wrong things. Acted about as stupidly as a jealous husband could act.
Thank you.
I slapped her. I'm less proud of that than anything that's ever happened between us. So, I don't blame her if she doesn't want to see me anymore, if that answers your question.
Kit says there's a lot more to it than that. A lot more. She says you killed Don Corbett. She's changed her story, Commander. No rape attempt. No self-defense. She said she caught a glimpse of a man running out the door. She says it was you.
That is incredible. Why would she say something like that?
I thought you might know.
I don't know. The whole thing is an insane lie. Why would she say something like that? Why would she do that? Does she hate me that much?
According to Kit, it's the other way around. Took the blame to protect you.
Until now, suddenly she's stopped protecting me. Is that right?
She claims she can't live with it any longer.
No, it's got to be the trial. She must figure she doesn't have a chance. Came up with this wild story.
Maybe.
Now, none of this makes any sense. Kit, pulling the trigger on that thing, killing another human being. She hated that gun. Wouldn't even let me put bullets in it.
Hey.
Oh, Mac, I've got to get some sleep.
Sleep? You've been asleep for 10 hours.
That all? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be at court.
I worked out a continuance until tomorrow morning. So I want you to close those little eyes and get some rest. I'll be gone all day. Mildred will be gone all day, and the house will be nice and quiet.
What's Mildred doing?
She's Out with Enright. They're doing a little job for me.
What kind of a job?
Just checking gun shops, sporting goods stores. We're splitting San Francisco between us. Well, I gotta go. I don't want you to move all day from that bed, you hear? What kept you?
Gun shops? What are we going to be looking for in gun shops?
Bullets.
Bullets? We've got a whole box of them in the dresser drawer.
Not anymore. I ate the last one this morning.
Hi.
Any luck?
Oh, no, sir. That's all bad. I was counting on you.
Well, it's been an interesting day, but what was it all about?
An idea I had.
You see, Mildred, we're trying to find anybody who might have bought .35 caliber shells.
And you couldn't find any with all the bullets they sell in this country?
35 calibers an odd size. Not very many guns use them.
Lieutenant Corbett was killed with a .35 caliber. It's a French Dardanelle.
Ariel, Sally, and Belgium.
Well, the day wasn't a total loss. I saved $500 not buying everything I tried on.
That basis, Sally had an even better day.
Yeah, Dennison's must be great. They're twice as large as anybody else.
I don't know. We didn't go to Dennison's.
Oh.
Did you cover Dennison's?
I thought it was on your list.
Not here.
Not here either.
I'll see you back at the house.
Have you got any money?
Not a dime.
Brian Mosley. Who's Brian Mosley?
I don't know, sir. Sounds familiar, though. Brian Mosley. Wait a minute. Does the name Benny Carr mean anything to you, sir?
Sure. Small-time loser.
He's Brian Mosley. That's one of the half-dozen aliases that Benny Carr uses.
Do you think you can put your hands on him?
I think so, sir.
Let's go.
Hey, come on, come on. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not just talking about a parole violation, Benny.
You come on, Benny. One of those bullets killed somebody.
Hey, what are you trying to pull? I never used a piece of my life.
If you didn't do it, then you better start talking.
All right. I bought these 35 calibers. Some guy I never seen before gave me $50 to pick them up. So he made me an easy 50. That's all I know.
You must be getting old, Benny. You don't even lie good.
Come on, Benny. We're waiting.
Vince Wagner. But I don't know what he used them for, I swear it.
Vince Wagner. Isn't he in the grand theft business?
The last I heard, sir.
Yeah. I got a hunch he's pretty busy these days. What about it, Benny?
How would I know? I told you.
He's been knocking off the Navy at Treasure Island, isn't that right? Sure, you know all about it. Look at the look on his face. I bet you've been in on some of those jobs.
Hey, give me a break, will you? Something for something. What do you say?
Go on.
Maybe I've been in on one job. I swear it. One job.
Something for something, Benny.
Wagner's gonna pull off another one. Tonight.
Sir, he should have been here almost an hour ago.
How reliable is that man you picked up? Carr is very unreliable. I just hope he was scared enough to tell the truth.
It's cold enough to freeze meat in here.
Mac.
Boxes there.
All right, police, drop your guns. You're covered.
You're under arrest.
Ten more minutes and the old man's gonna blow his top.
Think he's up to something?
McMillan? I think he got smart. Took off for Alaska.
Your Honor, I'm Sally McMillan, and my husband asked me to tell you that he'll be arriving shortly, and he regrets any inconvenience to the court.
Would it be presumptuous to ask where Commander McMillan is right now?
No, Your Honor, it wouldn't be presumptuous. It's just that it might be a little bit embarrassing. He's in the men's room putting on his uniform.
My apologies, Your Honor. I've been unavoidably detained.
The next time this happens, Commander, you will be unavoidably charged with contempt. This court will come to order.
All persons present when court recessed are now present, Your Honor.
All right, Commander, you may proceed with your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense calls Lieutenant Catherine Boone to the stand.
You said I wasn't going to have to testify.
Trust me.
Do you swear that the evidence you shall give in the case now in hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please give your full name, rank, organization, and armed force.
Lieutenant Catherine Boone, Naval Station, San Francisco, United States Navy.
Are you the accused in this case?
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Boone, is it true that you and Lieutenant Corbett were alone in your house the night he was shot?
Yes, sir, that's true.
And is it also true that he was quite drunk?
Yes, sir.
So drunk that he fell asleep on the sofa in your living room?
Yes, sir.
So drunk that he never threatened you, never attacked you? In fact, the need for self-defense never arose?
Yes, sir, that's true.
And isn't it also true that you did not shoot and you did not kill Lieutenant Corbett?
Yes, sir, that's true.
What's he trying to pull?
I don't know. I think I'll just let him hang himself.
What was that all about?
I don't know. But I'm sure Mac knows what he's doing.
He does?
Commander McMillan, are you aware that your new line serves to undercut the case you've put for the defense?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. However, let me assure the court that this new line of questioning is dictated by newly found evidence and not due to the incompetence of the defense.
Very well.
Your witness, Commander.
Now, let me see if I've got this straight, Lieutenant. You are now saying that Lieutenant Corbett did not attack you on the evening in question?
Yes, sir.
Did not attack you. Does that mean that he did not intimidate you in any way?
Yes, sir. He did not.
Did not threaten you?
He did not.
You had no fear for your physical well-being?
None, sir.
And you did not shoot Lieutenant Corbett?
I did not shoot him, sir.
Then if you did shoot Lieutenant Corbett, it was not because you were defending yourself. Is that correct?
If I had shot Lieutenant Corbett, it might have been because I was defending myself. But I did not shoot him.
No further questions?
Recall Jack Porter to the stand.
Yes, I've known Commander Boone for some time.
Prior to his separation from the accused?
Yes, I've been acquainted with both Commander Boone and his wife for some years.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Porter, would you describe Commander Boone as a man with a jealous nature?
I suppose so, yes.
Subject to fits of rage?
Well, we're all subject to fits of rage on occasion.
I'm talking about Commander Boone, Mr. Porter. Is he a man subject to fits of rage?
I suppose so, yes.
Mr. Porter, did you happen to witness an argument between Commander Boone and his wife in the officers' club the night Lieutenant Corbett was shot?
Yes, I did.
In fact, wasn't it a one-sided argument? A fit of rage on the part of Commander Boone?
Yes, I suppose so.
And isn't it true that this fit of rage was caused by Commander Boone's jealousy of Lieutenant Corbett?
Yes.
And isn't it true that Commander Boone climaxed his argument by slapping his wife across the face?
Yes, that's true.
And isn't it true that Lieutenant Corbett, arriving at the end of the argument, attempted to interfere on Lieutenant Boone's behalf and was roughly shoved aside by her husband?
Yes, that's true.
Mr. Porter, if I were to tell you that Lieutenant Boone did not shoot Lieutenant Corbett, that she indeed had been lying in order to protect somebody, who do you suppose that would be?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're getting at, Commander.
I'm getting at the fact that someone other than Lieutenant Boone murdered Lieutenant Corbett. No accident, no self-defense, just murder. Who do you suppose that would be?
I don't know.
Oh, I think you do, Mr. Porter. When Lieutenant Boone heard the shot, she rushed out of her bedroom into the living room, just in time to see the killer running out the door. A man wearing the uniform of a Navy commander. A man wearing steel-rimmed glasses. A man with a jealous nature. A man subject to fits of rage. Who do you suppose she saw?
You mean Harley Boone really killed Corbett?
That will be quite enough. Let me admonish those attending this court as spectators. If there are any further outbursts, I will clear this room. Commander McMillan.
Mr. Porter, when I asked you who you thought Lieutenant Boone was protecting, you mentioned a name. Would you repeat that name, please?
I said Harley Boone. I also said that I could not believe that he killed Corbett.
I can understand your incredulity, Mr. Porter. The fact is, Lieutenant Boone only thought she saw her husband because that's the way it looked to her. Actually, you killed him. You killed Corbett because you knew he was more than a supply officer. You knew he was an officer of the Naval Investigative Service, and you knew he was onto you. Onto the fact that you were supplying information to a ring of thieves who had been victimizing the Navy for over a year. For days, you've been waiting for the right opportunity to kill Corbett. A murder that would clearly implicate Harley Boone, the same jealous husband who created something of a scene earlier that same evening at the Officers Club. With your friend, Miss Davis, fast asleep back at your own house, you drove to Kit Boone's house and waited. Soon enough, the lights went out. And you waited some more. You knew Kit Boone well enough to remember that she kept a spare key in the mailbox. Getting in was no problem at all. Corbett wasn't a big drinker. He told Kit himself he'd only had one drink. But since you drugged the one he did have, you weren't surprised at all to find him passed out on the sofa. You went right ahead with your plans. As a gun fancier, you examined Harley Boone's souvenir pistol more than once. You knew it was still kept in the desk in the living room. You also knew it was kept empty. But that wasn't a problem either, because you brought your own bullets. All you had to do now was kill Lieutenant Corbett in his sleep. And then wait a few seconds until Kit Boone came running out and saw you leaving. Of course, Kit Boone didn't know it was you, dressed as you were in the uniform of a Navy commander, wearing steel-framed glasses. She thought it was her husband rushing out of the house. Later, the situation took an unexpected turn, didn't it, Mr. Porter? Lieutenant Boone decided to take the blame for Corbett's death in order to protect her husband. But that didn't matter much, did it? You were still in the clear. Somebody else was on the hook.
Commander McMillan, as this is a murder trial, I've allowed you to make these accusations against Mr. Porter. However, at this time, before the witness is required to answer any questions, he must be advised of his rights.
I agree, Your Honor. Mr. Porter should be advised of his rights at the earliest opportunity, inasmuch as he's to be placed under arrest at this time. The base commanding officer has been consulted and has agreed to surrender Mr. Porter to civilian authorities.
Very well. Are such authorities present in this court?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to introduce to the court Sergeant Charles Enright of San Francisco Police.
With your permission, Your Honor. Jack Porter, I hereby arrest you on charges of murdering Lieutenant Donald Corbett and on charges of conspiring to grand larceny. It is my duty to tell you that anything you say at this time can be used against you in court.
Under the circumstances, I'm going to grant a continuance until such time as new information concerning this trial has been properly evaluated.
All rise.
Well, Kit? You okay? Commander Campbell, I
could have stopped you, Commander. You were so irregular on this that a second-year law student could have shot you down.
But you didn't.
No. There seems to be some faint chance that your client is innocent.
Commander, while you may be lacking enough ability, should the city of San Francisco ever find the need for an attorney, you're hired.
Here we are, milk and cookies for our very own William Jennings Bryan.
William Jennings Bryan lost the biggest case of his career.
Well, maybe he can win on appeal.
Thank you.
You know, Mac, what I've been thinking?
Never.
Kit and Harley Boone. Now that she's not on trial for murder, do you think they're going to get back together?
Harley's already moved back into the house.
Oh, that's great. There is one thing I've been meaning to ask you. That day that we went to all those gun shops all over San Francisco looking for the bullets, what were we looking for?
The killer. You see, Kit mentioned that though her gun was loaded, it had never been fired. Harley Boone said it had never been loaded, so one of them was lying.
And you thought it was Kit, right?
Well, it looked that way. And there was another cloud over her head, beside murder.
Well, yeah, they still suspected her for burglary.
Right, and as it turned out, she was lying to protect Harley. Tracking down those bullets turned out to be a lucky break. They led me to Vince Wagner, the man behind all the burglaries, and he led me to Jack Porter.
Jack Porter didn't buy the bullets because he knew his name would appear on the registration book.
Right.
How did Porter know that Corbett was involved with the NIS?
I was wondering about that myself till a couple of hours ago. Porter broke down and gave his statement. A week before Corbett was murdered, he and Kit went over to Porter's house for a Sunday afternoon barbecue. Porter was in the kitchen mixing a pitcher of sangria. The others were in the pool. The phone rang. It was Vince Wagner. He needed some information that Porter kept under lock and key in his bedroom. Just as he left the kitchen, Corbett wandered in, dripping wet. He was looking for the sangria, but then he must have noticed the phone off the hook. He probably started to hang it up, then couldn't help overhearing some of the conversation. What he overheard must have convinced him that Jack Porter was his man. Corbett took the sangria and went out to join the others. When Porter came back in the kitchen, he spotted the tracks, figured out what had happened, realized that Corbett, the new supply officer, was something else.
And that something else was the NIS. And that's why he was murdered.
Exactly.
You know, Kit Boone and Don Corbett. I know it started out because he wanted to keep an eye on Kit, but I think it was turning into something else, especially on Don's part.
You have the unfailing ability to turn everything into a soap opera. I think he was falling for it, too. Are you still here, Mildred?
Well, yeah, I haven't finished your milk and cookies yet.
Why don't you finish them downstairs?
What about you guys?
Sally and I are going to spend a little time doing what most married couples do.
Oh, we gonna watch television?
Say goodnight, Mildred.
Good night, Mildred.
Good night, Mildred.
Now.
You know, I was looking in the TV guide, and there's this great movie on. Where is it? There it is. King Kong meets Mighty Joe Young. You don't want it.
ডরাইছেন?
ডরাবো কেন? মাগের এরকম আতকা মায়া মনে সামনে চলে আসলে তো একটু চিন্তা লাগেই। আর কালকে আবার তোমার মামার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ। বললাইছো শেষবার মতো চুলদারি আশ্রয় আসতে।
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা, কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে?
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন। মানে তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটা দায় আপনার উপর পড়ব। সরেন।
আরে ভাই, নাম লিখবা মানে? কি মুসিবতে বললাম, জিততে না পারে এখন 2 নাম্বারই।
কি করছিস? এটা কি করলি তুই মামা বলতো? শেষ পর্যন্ত ওই হাবলু মামার কাছে।
সরি বলছি তো, মিস্টেক হয়েছে।
আর এটা খেলা না, খেলাতে হার জিত থাকি। এই কথা তুই বলতেছিস? 3 বারের চ্যাম্পিয়ন নিলয় বলতেছে এই কথা, শেষ পর্যন্ত খেলায় হার জিত থাকেই।
হ্যাঁ বলতেছি, এবার হয় না আগামী বার হইব। আর শোন, আমাদের না বয়স বেশি হয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে? এখন এটা জুনিয়রদের করা কাম, আমরা অনেক সিনিয়র হয়ে গেছি।
এই দাঁড়া জুনিয়র? হ্যাঁ, কোন অ্যাঙ্গেল ওই হাবলু মামার তো জুনিয়র মনে হলো? কত দেখি। এই কথা শোনার পরে ওই হাবলু মামা সানফ্লাওয়ার তেল মাইরা ঠিক ঠিক করে হাসবো। তুই এমন একটা কাজ করছিস মামা, এলাকায় মুখ দেখানোর মতো অবস্থা থাকবো না।
টাকা দিতেছি, একটা কাজ কর, বোরকা কিনা পিন্দা ঘুরতে থাক, ঠিক আছে? এলাকায় আর মুখ দেখাইতে হইব না।
দাঁড়া, আমার মনে হইতেছে কেউ তোরে তাবিজ করছে। তুই কখনো তো এই কথা বলার ছেলে না। কি হয়েছে কত?
কোনো তাবিজ টাবিজ কিছু না। আর শোন, আনোয়ারের রহিম বাবুর ছেড়ে আনতে পাঠাইছিলাম, কই হয়?
ভাই আসসালামু আলাইকুম। ভাই
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আনোয়ার কই?
ভাই পাটায় কই জানি গেল গা ভাই? কামটা কি হলো ভাই? কালে গেম রাইডা গেলেন?
যাওয়ার হইছে, কাজের কথা আসি। লাইলির পার্টিতে কাচ্চি করে দিব
না ভাই, পারুম না, মাফ করে দেন ভাই। আপনার লেগে আমার জান হাজির, ওই মায়ের লেগে আমি ভাই কাচ্চি বাচ্চি রাঁধতে পারবো না ভাই।
কি কর রহিম ভাই? মাথা ঠান্ডা, মাথা ঠান্ডা। তোমাদের ছাড়া হইব না তো বিষয়টা। এমন কাচ্চি খাওয়াই ফিরবো, মনে করো 7 দিন যাতে কেউ বাথরুম থেকে বাইর না হইতে পারে। বুঝছো না বিষয়টা? পারো না? যাও এবার রেডি করে গিয়া যাও তাড়াতাড়ি।
একটু বড় খবর হইব।
তোমরা আমগুলোকে বইতা।
আরে আমরা তো খাবোই, আগে আপ্যায়নটা করে নেই। পুরান ঢাকার ট্রেডিশন তো আপ্যায়ন করা, কি মামা?
এই তো দুষ্ট লাইনে আইছো, এরকম লাইনে থাকলে তো কোনো সমস্যা হইতো না। বুঝতে কইছিলা খেলার কথা এখন বুঝছো খেলা কি
এখন একদম ক্লিয়ার মামা আপনার একটু কাছে দিই আলু দেই আলু আলু
না না আলু না গোস্ত দাও গোস্ত দাও
এই যে গোস্ত দেই
অনেক মজা হয়েছে এই লাইলি দাও
আলু
লো লাইলি লো তুমি লই বানি
খাইতা মজা তো
তুমি একটু খাও
আমগুলোকে খাইতা
আরে খাবো তো খাবার তো আছে
আমগুলোকে খাও
আরে মামা খান তো আছে কিছু লাগলে বললেন কিন্তু
মজা হয়েছে
আসলে
না তুলা গোস্ত দাও
এইবার লইয়া কয়বার হয়েছে
ভাই 5 বার
তোমার এত করে কইছি যে একটু কম কম খাও মাগনা খাওয়ান পাইলে হুদাই হামাম করে খাও
দুলা ভাই আমি তো মাগনা খাওয়ান খাই ভাই আমরা তো বাজিতে জিতছি আর আমি তো পরিমাণ মতোই খাইছি বিশ্বাস করেন দুলা ভাই আমি নিশ্চিত ওরা খাওয়ানোর মধ্যে কিছু মিশাইছে লাইলিও তো পরিমাণ মতো খাইছে ওরা তো পেট নামছে শুনছি
হ্যাঁ মানুষের খায় কাম নাই তোমার খাওয়ানোর লোকে কিছু মিলাইছে
ভাই আপনি জানেন না ওরা অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস দুলা ভাই ওরা প্রত্যেকটা ধরে ধরে ফাঁসি দেওয়া উচিত দুলা ভাই আমি খালি একটু সোজা হয়ে দাঁড়াইলই তারপর দেখেন আমি রাজপথে নামবো আমি আন্দোলন করবো মগো ফাঁসির লিগা
যাও তুমি তোমার কামে যাও আমি তোমার লেগে কেড়ে বয়ে থাকো
আপনি একটু বহান ভাই
Em bảo em không cấm chị cho ai vào phòng, nhưng vào phải ý thức với cả cái xe đấy ấy, nó không thuộc trong cái nhà đấy, nên là tất cả các chỗ khác người ta cũng không cho để đâu, với cả chỗ mình cũng thế thôi, nên là nó mà ấy thì để xe ra cái chỗ trường học tiểu học và gửi 1 hôm nếu mà có ngủ lại. Còn cái giày dép của chị ấy, chị Hạnh bảo là mấy lần thấy chị đi giày dép lên phòng lên cầu thang rồi đấy. Cởi cái giày ra xong rồi cầm, không được đi giày lên cầu thang, cầm từ trên phòng xuống mà đi xuống dưới đi. Với cả chị Hạnh bảo là cái tin nhắn của chị Hạnh ở trong nhóm ấy, chị thấy là xe, chị đọc chưa? Em hỏi tin nhắn trong nhóm chị Hạnh, chị đọc chưa? Bây giờ chị thấy tin nhắn rồi thì dép lại đi. Bảo là xe của em. Chị Hạnh bảo là như thế. Thế chị có nói gì với chị Hạnh chưa? Cái gì cơ? Chị nói bé đấy, em chẳng nghe những gì. Mình đang dùng màu vàng để tô tiếp bức tranh nhé. Mình đang tô phần tai của chú Sóc này trước. Xin chào, chào mừng các bạn đã trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình ngày hôm nay. Và các bạn ơi, hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn tô màu 2 quả bóng bay nha. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn tô bức tranh này. Ở đây mình sẽ có 2 quả bóng bay và bên trên này là 2 quả bóng bay mẫu nha. Và bên dưới này là bức tranh quả bóng bay nhưng mà chưa được tô màu. Thì mình sẽ tô màu bức tranh bên dưới này theo bức tranh bên trên. Và để tô màu được bức tranh thì mình cần phải có ở đây là một hộp màu. Và mình đang có bên cạnh mình là một hộp màu gồm 24 màu. Và các bạn có thể mua hộp màu này ở các tiệm sách hoặc là các tiệm tạp hóa nhé. Thì thường thường người ta cũng sẽ bán màu. Thì không hộp như này thì các bạn có thể mua một cái hộp gần giống như này là được nha. Và không để các bạn đợi lâu thì mình sẽ bắt đầu tô bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ lấy màu đỏ để tô bức tranh trước. Mình sẽ tô những cái phần tam giác mà để trang trí cái quả bóng bay này bằng màu đỏ này luôn nhá. Ok, vậy là mình đã tô xong bức tranh rồi và bây giờ mình sẽ cho các bạn xem bức tranh của mình nhé. Và đây là bức tranh của mình sau khi đã tô màu hoàn thiện. Các bạn ơi, các bạn có thấy bức tranh của mình đẹp không nhỉ? Và video của mình đến đây là kết thúc rồi. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở video tiếp theo nha. Bye bye. Xin chào mừng các bạn đã trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình ngày hôm nay. Và hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn tô màu một bức tranh hình con nhím. Và đây là một bức tranh mình sẽ cần phải tô màu. Các bạn có thấy trên này là bức tranh có màu sắc. Và bên dưới lại không có một màu gì không nhỉ? Thì bên trên này là một bức tranh mà nó đã được tô màu sẵn để làm mẫu. Cái bên dưới này thì mình sẽ chỉ tô cái bên bức tranh chưa có màu bên dưới này thôi. Và mình sẽ tô theo cái màu sắc ở bên trên này. Trên này là một hình mẫu nha, để mình tô theo ấy. Thì để tô màu mình cần phải có màu rồi. Và bên cạnh mình đây là một hộp màu gồm 24 màu nha. 24 màu và mình sẽ không để các bạn đợi lâu thì mình sẽ bắt đầu tô bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ lấy màu tím để tô phần gai của con nhím này trước nha. Thì cái phần gai này của con nhím thì sẽ là để bảo vệ con nhím khỏi những cái kẻ thù, để con nhím nó tự vệ mọi người. Thì sẽ cái phần gai này mà khi nó xù lên thì các con vật khác sẽ không thể tiến gần và cũng không thể làm hại nó. Mình sẽ bắt đầu tô nha. Là sao vậy men? Vừa chú Quảng bảo là bắt em có bên drive vào xong ấy, ý là bây giờ em có bên em chú ấy vào máy có bên drive vào xong tối chị có vào máy ấy. Em bảo là chị đang ở gần đấy, ý em nói thế. Thế bây giờ chị nhắn đâu chị bảo là con đang ăn sinh nhật bạn gần đây thì tầm tối con mang lại mày sang cóp nhớ và thế. Nhắn Zalo ấy, hỏi xem nào. Alo, bảo con đang ăn gần đấy cách có 1-2 cây thôi. Nhắn Zalo chưa? Thì tìm thấy số Zalo không? Tìm thấy số Zalo không? Cứ là gì? Bảo tối con não sang được không? Không có cơm chuối đợi. Con đang ở gần nhưng mà tối mới sang được. Ok, tiếp theo mình sẽ lấy màu xanh nước biển, màu xanh lá nhạt để tô tiếp con chú ếch này nha. Cái gì đang nha quả. Nha nho à? Thế á? Tôi chẳng nghe gì. Tại em đâu chẳng nghe. Ô Thảo ơi. À, mình đang bảo Thảo có điện thoại mình không? Tôi không quen điện thoại. Thôi xin lỗi. Mua ốp đi, mua ốp dính đường ấy. Có cái ốp mà đằng sau nó có cái dính ấy. Dùng tạm. Không đâu cơ. Nhưng mà nó không quay. Thôi khỏi. Mệt. Thế nha, bye bye.